Hey, what's up guys? Stockezy here again, and I am here to discuss a quick video about my favorite camera that I've ever purchased. This is the Fujifilm X-Pro2, and I know I touched on it a little bit in the last video, but this camera really changed my photography for the better, and I kind of want to pay homage to it. It's had a long, rough life, and it is proved to be not the tank that I originally had assumed it would be. But that's fine. I don't blame Fuji for this. I've actually ridden this camera pretty hard, and it's been all over the world with me, from India to France to Switzerland to simple trips like Aspen, and I take it on every job. I shoot professionally with this camera. It's fallen off motorcycles, and yeah, I think it's time to retire it. As you can hear that little clicking going on in there, I don't know what that is. It's been sent back to be serviced 2 times. First time the camera had the problem with the battery capacity, the initial issue where the internal battery wasn't taking charge, so it wouldn't keep any of my settings, and I have a lot of custom settings within the body of this camera, so every time I set the date or a film curve or something simple like that, the camera would not remember that, and well, it would delete it once I turned the camera off and then back on. Luckily for me, it was under the warranty, so when I sent it in, Fuji was very quick about fixing it, and I had the camera back maybe within a week or 2 or something like that. The second issue occurred when the shutter started malfunctioning. I had updated the camera. I can't remember exactly which firmware it is, but what ended up happening was it started to get a shutter malfunction. I sent it back to them, and it cost about $350, and I actually know the guys from Edison, New Jersey who repair the cameras, because at the Fuji Photo Wonder Shop in Flatiron, they actually do free rentals, and the last Friday of every month they clean all your equipment for free, your sensors, and they check it, and if there's ever an issue, they'll ask me to send it in. So I had met the guys a few times. They remembered my camera, and they knew that it was in the shop for the second time. So another issue that I had was this little orange tab inside here, and the battery door had broken out, so I lost several Fuji batteries because I would set the camera down, and by accident I would slide this, or it would get knocked, and my batteries would just slip out. So I had lost 2 official Fuji batteries, and those are not cheap. So that was pretty upsetting, and considering that the shutter fix costs so much, they actually repaired that little battery door for me, which I believe they had to replace the interior here, but they did that for free, so props to Fuji. I think they have one of the best customer services in the industry. Again, I don't trust myself shooting with this camera. It's been freezing a lot, and in particular, it's been freezing with this 50mm f2. Now, I tried to attach this to my brother's XE3 and there was no problems, but for some weird reason, when I shoot with the 50 and I try to review the photos, I'm trying to recreate it right now, but of course nothing's gonna happen, right? But I was in Aspen this week shooting some still life, and every time I attached this 50mm and shot a few frames, it would freezing on me. I don't know what it is. I haven't updated it to its newest firmware, which maybe I should try first, but I think this one is about done. I have to say, I used to shoot with Canon. One of my first cameras was a 70D, and that was a big camera, and I tried to bring that everywhere, but it didn't always work. I tried out the X100T, and I fell in love with the ergonomics of that camera, and I just loved the clickiness of the dials. So I had rented that for about a month, and when I had to return it, I just didn't like using my Canon anymore. So I started looking into the X-Pro2 body, and as soon as I got that camera, I sold my Canon 70D, and I got this with a 35mm f2, and I mean, the difference in size is substantial enough that I didn't leave home without this camera. And that was a huge moment, because I went from taking my camera out on occasion to shooting obsessively. And I think that's really important when you're trying to learn photography. It's not just enough to have the camera and understand how it works. You need to put those things in practice. You can't be a weekend warrior, you know? I know guys who bring their camera to work and they shoot on their lunch break. You know, that 1 hour freedom every day, or the commute to and from work, you need to be shooting constantly if you want to do street photography or anything else like that. You know, you can't just do it once in a blue. You got to put what you're learning online, like the videos that I'm hoping to make for you guys, you have to put these things into practice, you know? So having a camera that you could bring with you is priceless. And when people ask me what kind of camera they should get, initially I always tell them, get something that's not going to impose on your life. It's not going to burden you. Get something that you can always grab, so that you can shoot as obsessively as I did. And that changed my life, and it made me fall in love with photography in a way that I never thought that I would. I just want to say, you know, props to Fuji for making such a beautiful camera. This is always going to be one of my favorite cameras ever made, along with the X100F. I'll be buying another one of these soon, and I'm thinking about getting the graphite. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the graphite or another black. A project coming up at the end of September, and I think what I'm going to do is just roll around with two bodies. I might do two X-Pro2s, a graphite and a black one, and just do a 35 f2 on one and a 23 f2 on the other, because ideally that is all you need when you're out shooting street or you want to do some storytelling and then you want to switch into a little bit of portrait action. So I hope you guys are enjoying these photos from India. I process all of my images. The JPEGs are good enough to use. I used to do that, but I really don't believe as a photographer that you should be buying presets or using coloring that is ready-made. Unless of course you're shooting film. For me, I think it's important to develop my own style, so I edit all my photos and I save my own specific presets. Of course, when you're just learning, it's okay to download those presets and use them, scroll through those settings, see how they're changing the file, then you should manipulate it and try to recreate it so that you're learning what's happening and you're not just kind of leaving that one up in the air. So again, all these images are processed afterward. None of them are straight out of the camera. I process all my images, but I'm going to show you guys a couple more and enjoy. Also, thank you so much for the subscribers and the comments and the feedback. So much love, and you guys are following me on Instagram, and I really appreciate that. It's encouraging me to make more videos, so I'm going to keep with it. Somebody said in the comments they wanted me to talk about the lenses that I use. I might even do some videos where I'm out in the street shooting. I'm really excited about the future of this channel, so stay tuned with me, guys. I hope you like the pictures and the video, and if you're looking for a camera that is just really such an incredible beast of a machine, I would highly suggest the Fujifilm X-Pro2. It's been through a lot, as you can see, so I can't wait to get my hands on a brand new one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.